This is a tale of destiny, courage, wisdom, and love, a story that echoes across kingdoms and generations. In a grand and prosperous realm lived a young prince named Adrian. He was not only handsome, but kind, brave, and just in every way. Soldiers respected him, the people adored him, and even rival kingdoms spoke of his noble heart. Yet, despite all his virtues, Prince Adrian remained unmarried at the age of 27. His parents, King Edward and Queen Mia, grew increasingly worried about his future. But Adrian always responded calmly that he would marry only when he found a woman he truly loved. Many noble families sent proposals, offering their daughters in marriage, yet Adrian felt no connection to any of them. He did not seek beauty alone, nor wealth, nor status. He sought something deeper, something his heart could recognize. One day, Prince Adrian went hunting alone in a quiet and misty forest. As he was hunting, he couldn't recognize that he came far away from home. Soon, he saw a young deer. As he prepared to shoot the deer, a strange, desperate cry reached his ears. Lowering his bow, he followed the sound carefully through the trees. Soon he saw a small girl trapped, her foot caught painfully between the branches of a fallen tree. Tears streamed down her face as she struggled in fear. Adrian rushed forward to help her, but before he could reach her, another figure appeared, a young woman wearing a hooded cloak. With gentle hands and calm movements, she freed the little girl and comforted her. The child whispered her thanks before running away. At that exact moment, a sudden strong wind swept through the forest, lifting the young woman's hood. As it fell back, Prince Adrian froze in place. Before him stood a breathtakingly beautiful girl. Her long golden hair shimmered like sunlight, smooth like petals, glowing with warmth and grace. Her face was delicate, her expression gentle, and her presence so radiant that the prince felt as though time itself had stopped. He stood there speechless, completely stunned by her beauty and kindness. Before he could even take a step toward her, she disappeared into the forest with her companions. That night, Prince Adrian could not sleep, thinking about the golden-haired girl. Days passing by, he could not eat. He could not speak properly to anyone. His thoughts were consumed by the mysterious golden-haired girl. Who was she? Where did she come from? Would he ever see her again? King Edward and Queen Mia noticed his son's sudden change and grew deeply concerned. Later that evening, he invited Adrian to join him for tea in the palace garden. Sitting beneath the stars, the king spoke gently, reminding his son that before being a ruler, he was his father, someone Adrian could trust with anything. Adrian looked at his father, and, feeling safe and understood, Adrian finally opened his heart and told his father everything he had seen in the forest. King Edward listened carefully, then laughed with joy, realizing that his son had truly fallen in love. Moved by his son's feelings, the king said, "Son, you never asked for anything in life, and this is the first thing you ever asked for. I will do my best to make my son happy." He vowed to help his son find the mysterious girl. The very next day, he announced across all kingdoms that whoever could locate the golden-haired maiden would be richly rewarded. Days passed with no success. Prince Adrian grew weaker, his spirit dimming with every failed search. Seeing his son suffering, King Edward repeated his decree with even greater rewards, also mentioning a high position in the royal court. Soon after, a young but humble man named Alex, only 25 years old yet wise beyond his years, arrived at the palace. Though poor and orphaned, he was strong, hard-working, and fearless.
He offered to search for the girl, but he will need some money and a fast-running horse for his travel, fully aware that failure could cost him dearly. The king provided him with money and a fast horse, reminding him if he failed to do so, he will be punished severely. Alex bowed his head and set out on his mission. Disguising himself as a traveling scarf seller, Alex journeyed from kingdom to kingdom, asking about a beautiful girl with golden hair like the sun. He traveled for days and got no information about the golden-hair girl. After weeks of searching, he arrived in a magnificent land called Eldoria, known for its breathtaking beauty and gentle people. One day, while selling his scarves in the marketplace, a young noblewoman named Sophia approached him. She admired his craftsmanship and wished to buy many of his wares. Alex, seizing the moment, asked her about the golden-haired girl. Sophia looked at him and said, "Everyone knows about her. She is our princess and my beloved friend." When Alex heard Sophia confirm that such a girl existed, the princess of Eldoria, he was shocked but worried at the same time. At first, he doubted her, thinking that perhaps she had seen wrongly or had not understood him properly. To be sure, Alex decided to challenge her. Alex said to her, "If what you are saying is true, I will give you all my scarves without taking any money." Sophia agreed and promised to take him to see the princess the following morning. That night, Alex felt both joy and anxiety. Joy that he had finally found a lead, and fear that time was running out.
The next day, when Alex went to the place where Sophia already waiting for him, he looked at her and smiled. He felt something in his heart. But reminding himself that he was running out of time, Alex went to her. Sophia take Alex to a stunning meadow filled with blooming flowers and a crystal-clear fountain. There sat Princess Elora, 21 years old, graceful, intelligent, and breathtakingly beautiful, her golden hair shining like sunlight. She was loved by her people for her kindness and wisdom. Many princes had proposed to her, but she rejected them all. She had decided that she would only marry a man who was not only kind, but wise, someone capable of making the right decisions even in the darkest times. To test this, she had prepared 3 questions, known only to her. Alex, grateful for Sophia's help, gifted her all his scarves and immediately returned to King Edward. After days of travel and without any rest, he went to palace to deliver the news. Overjoyed, the king rewarded him generously and sent a formal message to Eldoria's ruler, King Ethan, announcing his arrival. After 6 days of travel, King Edward and Prince Adrian reached Eldoria, where they were warmly welcomed and taken to their rest places. Next day, a grand feast was held, during which King Edward proposed a marriage alliance between Adrian and Princess Elora. King Ethan think for a while, then broke the silence. King Ethan wisely stated that the final decision belonged to his daughter, and she have full right on choosing her life partner. When Elora entered the hall, everyone was captivated by her beauty and presence. Prince Adrian, recognizing her instantly, felt his heart soar. King Ethan told Elora about the proposal. She looked at Adrian and said, "I agreed to consider the proposal, but only if Adrian could answer her 3 questions." Adrian looked at her confused and thought how difficult the questions would be. Thinking this, he also agreed to her. Then Princess Elora's friend Sophia came forward and said, "The first question is, what is the biggest lie and the biggest truth in the world?" Adrian, who thought the answer would be easy, looked at Alex uncertain. Alex gave him a hint to ask for 1 day to think of the answer. Sophia looked at Elora, and she agreed, and gave him 1 day to think. That night, Alex came to help him,
and together they reflected deeply. By morning, Alex had found the answer. Alex rushed toward the palace and told the answer in Prince Adrian's ear. He smiled and went to palace together. Sophia came and asked, "Prince Adrian, do you find the answer?" Then the prince replied that he found the answer. The biggest lie is life. We chase happiness and spend our life recklessly as if it will last forever, yet one day it ends. And the biggest truth is death. No matter how rich, how powerful, how lucky we are, we must face the truth that it must came, and we will all die one day. Sophia looked at Elora again. She smiled, and Sophia said the answer was correct. Everyone in palace was happy that the prince got the answer, because the answer was not that easy that anyone could find. Then Sophia speaks again. "Now I will ask you the next question."
Sophia said, "What is the most valuable thing in the world?" Again, Adrian looked at Alex and asked for 1 day. Alex agreed to help him. When evening came, Alex requested that if he succeeded, Adrian would speak to King Ethan about allowing him to marry the minister's daughter, Sophia. Alex's feeling towards Sophia also grew stronger, so without wasting any time, he wanted to marry her. Next day arrived, and Alex whispered the answer to Adrian. He smiled and said his thanks to Alex. Both reached the palace again. Sophia asked again, "Prince Adrian, did you find the answer?" Adrian answered confidently, "The most valuable thing in the world is time. Once it is lost, it can never be returned, no matter how much gold or power one possesses. When it is gone forever. So we must make our decisions wisely so that we do not regret them later." Elora was pleased. Then came the final test, and this time she herself stepped forward and asked the guards to bring the cage. Guards rolled in a massive cage containing a sleeping lion. The entire hall fell silent in fear. Elora spoke calmly, saying, "Do not worry, everyone. We have put the lion into a deep sleep, so it cannot harm anyone, and the cage is made of iron and brass, which cannot be broken easily." Then Elora calmly explained that the lion must be removed, but Adrian could not open, break, or cut the cage. This time, Adrian felt he might lose her, but trusting himself and Alex, he again asked for 1 day. Once again, Princess Elora gave him time to think. That night, Alex was deeply worried because even he could not figure out the solution. Later, he met Sophia and told her honestly that he wished to marry her. He explained that Adrian had promised to speak to her father on his behalf, but now Alex feared he would fail because neither he nor Adrian could think of a solution to the final challenge. Listening to this, Sophia felt shy, but then she revealed the truth. She said to Alex, "The lion is not real. It is made of wax and painted to look alive. Only if you stand very close and observe carefully will you notice that it is not breathing. If heat is applied beneath the cage, the wax will melt and the lion will slip out exactly as Princess Elora had instructed." Listening to her, Alex was shocked because even he could not tell whether the lion was real or fake. He thanked Sophia and rushed back to Adrian, for their conversation had lasted so long that he had not realized morning had already arrived. Racing back to the palace, Alex whispered the solution to Adrian just before dawn. The next day, Adrian walked slowly toward the cage and observed it quietly. After a few moments of careful thought, he ordered a controlled fire to be lit beneath the cage. Gradually, the wax lion began to melt away, leaving the entire hall in shock, for no one had realized that the lion could be fake. The crowd burst in applause, praising Adrian for his wisdom, but he humbly stated that he could not have found all the answers without the help of his friend Alex.
As the wax melted completely, the lion slipped out of the cage without any damage to it, exactly as Princess Elora had instructed. Elora's heart softened completely. She realized that she had found not only a kind man, but a truly wise one, and that he had not lied about the answers, nor been greedy for praise, applause, or personal glory. She accepted Adrian's proposal, and the kingdom rejoiced. Adrian, true to his promise, spoke to King Ethan about Alex and Sophia, and soon they were married as well. In time, Prince Adrian became king, ruling wisely alongside Queen Elora, bringing peace and prosperity to the land. Alex became his most trusted advisor, and Sophia served as Elora's closest confidant. And so, love, wisdom, and kindness shaped the fate of two kingdoms, proving that true destiny reveals itself to those who are patient, courageous, and pure of heart.